Dude, are you drunk?
Maybe.
Welcome to the Booz and Broz podcast, where hosts Matt Lytle and Chris Califf discuss everything paranormal, cryptic, horror, true crime, and of course, booze. So grab your favorite beverage and come have a drink with the Booz and Broz.
Hey everyone, welcome back a year later to the Booz and Broz podcast featuring the Spirit Hunters, Matt Lytle and
Step in the Death Dealer. No, it's Caleb. What's up, guys?
You never ever correct yourself. I'm glad you did because it's been a year.
You think people have forgotten about us?
Absolutely.
I don't think so.
I think that
Bro, before we go any further in this podcast, let's be clear about one thing right now. Ghost Loop has a bigger following now than it did when we aired.
yeah,
There's
Ghost
Matt
does.
Lytle, there's apparently Matt Lytle fan groups on Facebook.
No, there's not. Welcome back, everyone. If you did forget about us, this is exactly how it goes. I sit here and listen to Califf be that. And then I respond in a very calm, I guess, calm manner. You would say I'm pretty calm, right? Until I get a few of these in me.
No, I've seen you cry. I've seen you whine. I've seen you bitch. I've seen you moan. I've seen you happy. I've seen you drunk. I've seen you pole dance. I have seen
You see me moan? Okay.
Some spirit
said.
hunter secrets. Some spirit hunter secrets stay secrets.
Some Spirit Hunter secrets stay Spirit Hunter secrets. It's like
Hashtag
nice,
butt.
bro.
Hashtag butt stuff. Anyway,
Oh God, hashtag anal probing. Did we do that? No. I
dude,
just made that
hashtag
up.
dude, hashtag. We actually did do that in the alien.
We did
episode.
it?
Hashtag nipple belt, bitch.
Let's open our drinks and then I want to talk about nipple belts. As you guys, again, have forgotten us after a year, we drink on this podcast.
Click, 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 click.
What are you drinking?
I opened my beer. What am I
Is that-
drinking?
Yeah, is
This-
that
this-
Angry Orchard?
No, sir. What do you think this is, young Matthew?
That's Bush.
Yes, sir.
Show me the can. Show me proof. I
I
don't believe it.
already put it in the recycle bin, but you're welcome.
Then get it. I do not believe that is Bush at all.
My job is not to fucking in any way, shape, or form have to prove myself to you.
That's what a
or
liar
anybody
says.
else. Not
You sound
anybody
like a
else. on their webs.
politician. You sound like a politician.
I should be one. I should be one.
You really should.
Yeah.
Okay,
That
well,
or
I'm
a
also
mot-
drinking beer.
that or a motivational speaker.
Those are two very different things. I think you should do both. But if you're a
Well-
politician, then people will think you're lying when you motivational speak. So
What are you doing in a motivational speak, but lying to people so they get more out of themselves?
but there's more heart to it. There's more belief to
Yeah,
it.
heart for a paycheck. See, if I was a motivational speaker, I wouldn't charge for my services because watching somebody heroically stand up and beat their demons and climb that mountain, and I mean climb, champion.
Audio spike.
Warrior, climb, champion, climb that mountain.
Everybody.
Anyway,
I'm gonna interrupt you. So when you screamed and I said audio spike, people are watching this and realize, oh my gosh, I can't hear Califf. That's because when he screams and the audio spikes, it goes poof, and he kills the audio. And then Zoom is like, oh my God, I gotta figure things out. So don't scream, you fucking heathen.
so what you're saying is I literally just made Zoom my bitch.
Yeah, you did technically.
I came with such passion and intensity,
Oh
such
my God.
fire,
Okay, I'm
such
drinking.
drive,
Cheers.
such climb, warrior.
Cheers to
I'm
being back.
champion.
Cheers to being back.
Anyway, well, enough of motivational speaking. Dude, I gotta say, these last couple years, it pretty much sucked.
Yeah. So we're talking about life during COVID, our lives, if you care. Talking about the last 2 years, it makes me want to drink even more. I literally think of 2020, 2021, and this is my first reaction.
Let me ask you this. I remember talking to you on the phone, literally, when they issued the order for the lockdowns.
Yes, the day
I
of.
remember exactly where I was. I was in T-Mobile, getting my phone fixed when we were talking on the phone, and they had imposed lockdowns on you first. LA got locked down hard, and then Oregon the next day was going into lockdown. They actually gave us like a 24-hour window, right? They were like, okay, tomorrow at 5:00, y'all in fucking lockdown. Good luck. I remember that like it was yesterday. Because I remember you and I literally laughing, being like, really? If you could say one thing to you, then what would you say?
Appreciate the people around you even more. Yup, 100%. Obviously, you know what that stems from mostly, but it's been very, very, very rough. And I'm not going to get into that because I really don't want to talk about it, especially on a podcast. But that would be it.
I got COVID, so that was fun.
Twice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's the timeline? So real quick. So back then, so that was March. That was literally 2 years ago. That's why we're doing this.
Yeah.
Well.
The first one was
yeah.
The first one was Halloween.
First one was Halloween 2020.
And then Delta was that spring or that fall?
Yeah. So you got the first strain. On Halloween, and then the first week, because we did a podcast about COVID-19. Like
we thought it was pneumonia. I thought it was pneumonia at first.
Huh?
I thought it was pneumonia at first.
Yes. So go back, COVID-19, we have an episode. Califf literally has COVID while we're filming. This was November of 2020. Holy shit, that feels like it was yesterday.
That's what I'm saying. You look at the scope and the span of these last couple of years, right? And although they have felt like forever in a different lifetime, it's also weird now being at the end of it, right? The tail end of this. Because what's normal now?
Our brains, and I even had this conversation with my brother-in-law summer of 2020. This was only a couple months with the masks and all this crazy stuff. And we talked about how our brain is going to normalize masks and, basically everything, not being at parties, not going to the movies, not doing that when we do get back to normal. And again, him and I predicted that it would be either later 2021 or 2022. And we said, we're going to be like, what do we do? This is weird. I'm walking into a restaurant without a mask. And again, a lot of you listening to this probably don't have the mask mandates that Califf in Oregon and me in Los Angeles, California have, which as we're filming this, we're just now getting out of mask mandates indoors and mask mandates even outdoors, kind of really. And Califf, I'm sure yours are pretty strict up there.
Ours, they have announced that all of the mask mandates, all of them, for schools, for indoors, just wearing a mask in general. Like clearly it's one of those things where they're going to continue to push it and say, hey, like if you can wear them, but every mandate, every bit of that ends on March 11th at 11:59 p.m. As of March 12th, so 10 days from the day we film this, Oregon will be a mask-free place.
Yeah, that's what California's doing, March 11th. Same exact thing. It's not going to be mandatory. It's going to be, we suggest it. And here's what's crazy. I just found out today, and I told you this over the phone, I believe, that if by this Thursday, this is a Tuesday night. Yeah, we both.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, it's Tuesday.
Yeah, he works tomorrow. I don't. So he's got to get to bed after we podcast. I don't. Anyways, by this Thursday, if the numbers are the same or lower, we're at the low risk or medium risk area, whatever they just made up. We do not have to have proof of vaccination to go into restaurants, to go into bars, and to go into clubs, which is a big deal because I thought in California that would be it for years to come. But you're not even going to have to show proof of vaccination. It's just going to be suggested. So we're going from, for at least me and probably a lot of you, January and even a lot of February, mask. And then all of a sudden now I feel like we're going to be living in Texas or like the Midwest, here in the next couple of weeks. It's crazy how much it flipped around, and that just makes you question things more, doesn't it?
Yeah, it brings the fact that like a lot of people, I mean, you have like the convoys, the freedom convoys and all this type of stuff that, oh, maybe that's what forced the mask mandates to end, or people just being tired of it. I think, in my opinion, for whatever the fuck that's worth, like, let's make this very clear. My
I
opinion,
say that every
whatever
podcast,
that's
if you guys
worth.
don't remember. My
Yeah,
collar's really wrinkly. It's bothering me. Go ahead.
Yeah, it does kind of look like a weird scrotum on your chest.
Yeah, I do look like I have a weird scrotum wrapped around my neck. I like the shirt though.
The
Just
shirt's nice.
something new.
The shirt's nice, but I mean, the scrotum is kind of weird.
Scrotums are scrotums. They look weird.
I
They
do
look
love
like
them on your neck.
Honestly, a scrotum, like if anything were to come from outer space, it's a man's scrotum.
Nipple belt.
No, I think a scrotum looks more like alien out of this world than a nipple.
Riddle me
belt.
this. Riddle me this. What's more offensive between male and female titties? The boob meat or the nip and areola?
Oh, I mean,
But
more
we have
offensive?
nip. But think about it. Like they can show
But
their
nipple's
boobs,
a
right?
nipple.
I know, but I'm saying like they can show their boob meat. Like that's cool. Like wear little bikinis, all that stuff. But like Lordy, a woman shows her areola, right? Like, oh my dear God, she showed her areola. They're the fucking same.
Right. We walk around without our shirts at the beach.
If I put a woman's nips on a belt and a man's nips on a belt, you're probably not going to be able to tell the difference so easily.
Yeah, I wouldn't say be like man, woman, man, woman, man, woman. Like it wouldn't be that way. It'd be like
No, I do a weird algorithm just to kind of fuck with you when you guessed.
Here's my question.
And then on the buckle there'd be a scrotum just for you, like your shirt, like your scrotum shirt.
Okay, I dig it. But here's my question: would you have them look at it, or would you have them eyes closed feeling it?
I don't know about you, but typically when I know what a nipple is, if it's male or female, is when it's in my mouth. Like,
what do you mean male? What are you talking about?
Do you really want me to put you on blast like that, Matt? Do you really want me to put you on blast like that?
I mean,
why are you blushing?
Why
the fuck are you blushing right now?
Because
Anyways,
I remember those clients.
Oh my God.
Dude, it's been too long. I do
Dude,
this
sometimes
podcast
it's through the wind and through the rain. We find our way back.
Yeah.
It's just what it is. One of the best things that I found during this whole pandemic, I actually sent you a picture of the other day. Energy drinks called Ghost.
Yeah.
Like, what the shit?
Yeah. I can't believe you just found out about that.
Well, I'm sorry. I don't live in the fucking sixth biggest economy in the world. My apologies.
Ghost is actually like they have
Really
protein powder and stuff too. It's a good brand.
Good movie.
Yeah. Oh, here's a secret that we're going to tell all you guys. Califf and I are going to, I don't know what he's saying right now, but Califf and I are going to reenact the scene in Ghost.
I know where you're going with this.
Here's
You're
the
doing
surprise.
the pottery scene.
Yes, but you don't know who's going to play who.
Oh, dude, you're Patrick Swayze. I'm going to wear the white shirt and do the fucking pottery shit. We already know how this is going to go.
It's supposed to
Don't
be
even fucking lie. Oh, my bad.
It's all right. By the way, I'm drinking an IPA. This is something that a friend brought. I did not buy this. I am very much into Modelo's and
White Claw.
Yeah, absolutely. White Claw is great too. White Claws are great. White Girl Wasted. Remember that podcast we did? Woman in White. What did we do?
You know, I got to be honest with you. I went back before this and watched some of our podcasts.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did. One, it's crazy how my facial hairstyle changes every goddamn episode.
Every episode.
Pretty rad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think there's a couple that's the same, but not very many. But more than that, how great the show is right out the gate. Factual, on point. We're talking scenarios, we're talking hauntings, we're talking serial killers, we're getting shit down. And then the last 15 minutes, it all goes to shit. It just all, like, literally, we like look at ourselves in the mirror and be like, get fucked. And then we're just done. Like, it's just a steady decline of class and morality, and anything that resembles decent human beings is gone. Fucking just gone. Just away. Like, we're talking about vampires and werewolves, right? Like, that's one of the ones that I watched, right? And first off, you said werewolves weird the entire fucking time, which I don't know why.
What do I say?
Werewolves or some shit like that. You said it fucking weird. Say werewolves.
Werewolves.
See, now you're saying it right. The fuck? Watch that podcast, and you're gonna be like, say that weird.
I was probably
Anyway.
I was probably a little high. Like,
You don't
forgive
smoke
me
weed.
for living in a
Kids-
state that's legal.
Kids fucking watch this.
Kids,
Drugs.
don't do illegal drugs. If it's legal, do it.
Anyway,
I'm serious. Like, it's legal in California.
you're gonna tell me and our young viewers in this that they shouldn't just grow up and do cocaine like a fucking adult.
there's no young viewers, and I would absolutely support that.
Lidl for president. I got this. I got
Lido
this.
president. No. No.
Hashtag Lidl 2024.
Thanks. I hate politics.
People,
I'm good.
I'll say this right now. It'll be little 2024. Because people
So,
suck at
That's getting
people
cut out
suck
of
at.
the podcast.
But think about it. People suck at pronunciations, right? What's my last name?
Caleb.
Mr. Caleb, Califf,
Oh yeah, you get all three of those. I just get little.
which I know fucking sets you on fire.
Ever since I was in first grade, she was like, Matt Little. I was like, it's Lidle. And then I'm not kidding you. First grade was what, 21 years ago? Pissed. Still to this day.
First grade was 30 years ago for me, you bag of dicks.
Let's see, 2000 and 2001 is when I was in first grade. So yeah, 21
I was
years
in
ago.
high school, you piece of shit.
No, you weren't. How much older are
I
you?
graduated class of 04.
And I was 2012. Wow, you're 8 years older than me in school?
When I tell you I'm old, what part of this just fucking like deflects off your fucking
Here's the thing.
perfect fucking cheekbones and your perfect facial structure? What part of this point just just blows across your beautiful fucking man face? Like, what the
I
fuck?
don't know. I envision you as like a 27-year-old. That's it. Do you envision me as a 35-year-old? What are you, 35?
Yeah.
35?
And I look 35. I look like a
Yeah.
fucking old biker who stopped doing meth like 5 years ago. Like, that's what I
So
look
you look
like.
your age. So here's a fun fact. Caleb's a bitch. Also, when
Yes,
we
that's
no,
true.
don't interrupt me. This is my IPA time.
Hold on. Let me place your soapbox right there so you can stand on it. Let's go. Matt Lytle's turn
thank you.
to talk shit.
Earlier, we were speaking of the nipple belts and
Yeah.
how we would test people if they knew they were male or female. Well, speaking of nipple belts, Califf, you are not on social media right now, and I do want to talk about that.
Okay.
But before we talk about it, the Spirit Hunters page, there is a post on President's Day, and it was a caption contest.
Oh, God.
And I'm going to show you. There it is, everybody. There it is.
God, look at those sexy, sexy dudes.
I know, right?
Hashtag Spirit Hunters. Hashtag merch suit.
Hashtag Tito's. We still want your sponsor. Hashtag Bush. We still want your sponsor.
Hashtag
Okay.
Rain Energy Drinks and Celsius Energy Drinks. We want your sponsor.
Yes.
Hashtag Under Armour. I love you. I want your sponsor. Hashtag Matt Lytle for President in 2024. All day you're doing about sex. I get it.
Hashtag Adidas. I don't know why you didn't say that. Okay. So let me read some of the captions that were said for this photo.
Okay. Hold
You guys
on. Let
haven't
me get
seen
my
the
gate.
photo, go to the Spirit
Let me get
Hunters
my-
page.
Let me get
Spirit
my
Hunters
gate.
is the.spirit.hunters.
Let's go.
All right. Caption this photo that I just showed you. Damn, I was going to say, quote, Matt, did you touch my nipple belt? Matt, question mark. Matt, question mark. Okay.
I feel like
No.
I've actually said that to you.
I think you have.
Probably.
The next one. Quote,
Okay.
Hey, Matt, pass me the nipple belt. Third one to the left. Somebody said legend has it. Califf says nipple belt at least once a day. Basically, the point is the whole comment section is about nipple belts in that photo. I did
I've got
not
it.
see that post and think that people would caption it with the nipple belt, which just goes to prove what?
Who said the legend has it one?
Erica.
Erica, number one fan, shouting you out. Legend has it. Matt Lytle, true or false?
Oh, it's true.
There you go.
Well, technically
Bam,
it's
right
false because it's more than once a day. I mean,
there.
I
At least
literally
say it once a day.
I literally talk to Califf every day. And
I
there
really want to
might be
talk
a couple
to.
days where he says it one time, but it's usually more than that.
I want to talk to the production company that did the Geen thing, and see if I can get the prop nipple belt they had. I feel like that would be a championship belt for me. You know what I mean? Like, you know how like John Cena had like the spinner belt and all that shit. I think the nipple belt would be like my championship belt.
Okay.
Matt Lytle, what the fuck is a Clairsentient?
Why do you ask me that?
I'm the occult specialist, not a cult specialist. I don't specialize in like Waco and all that type of weird shit. I would love to have my own cult, but we're not talking about that today. I am an occult. OCCULT, a cult. All things what, Matt? What is a cult?
I mean, there's what, 8 words? All things spiritual, religious, continue. This is your role.
Supernatural.
Supernatural.
I just said spirit-natural.
Spirit natural. I like that.
Fuck you.
The spirit natural hunters. Sounds like a sex toy.
Yeah, it really does. Oh, bro, I got my girl here. We broke out the spirit-natural. She plays so hard, dude.
Yeah.
So hard.
It makes her
Hashtag
moan.
butt stuff.
Hashtag anal probing.
Ooh.
Mhm.
I like how you're bringing it back. I like how you're bringing it back.
Dude, this is what this episode is about. It's
my
been weird.
My favorite hashtag of all time, though. I want to suck your butt.
Oh.
Oh my God, so good.
That was great.
And I say it with like the 80s porn stash, like the biker fucking handlebar mustache.
Oh, that's true. It's a little weird.
Long strokes.
I also like hashtag the good buzz. We're not quite there because guess what? I have to get another drink.
Open your throat. Take it down. There you go.
Need to. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we just took a break. I don't know if it was a weird cut, but we both had to get more to drink.
Yeah, and have some conversations and talk a lot of smack.
We actually had to talk some business too. But I will say my IPAs are out, which is fine. They were good. But I did only have one thing in my fridge, and this was a gift. This is not my choice. And they're not too bad. But I know Califf, which by the way, you do drink Angry Orchard, so you might be okay with it, but you're like weirdly like against seltzers. Bud Light Seltzer Limited.
Take a drink. Tell me what it tastes like.
Oh, it's good. I've had it like a million times.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a 24 pack for a gift.
Free booze. Can't bitch about it. Here at Booze and Bros, you get fucked up.
Yeah, I agree.
We don't rate drinks. Some suck, some don't. We still drink them. We still get fucked up.
Okay, so we're here. Our podcast.
A podcast.
Sometimes I get an accent.
Okay, Harry Potter, calm down. Jesus.
We're here talking about the last 2 years. Clearly, 2020 was a shit show, but the good thing that came out of that was what? This podcast, the Booze and Bros podcast.
I got COVID.
Yes, you did. But here's what I'm going to say. So we did however many episodes. And like you said earlier, we talked about ghosts. We talked about ghouls and goblins and cryptids and serial killers.
And a bunch of ungodly drinks in the process.
Thank you. Because that leads me into my next question to you. I want everybody to comment on this as well. Califf thinks I'm going to ask him his favorite drink, which I'm actually going to say the opposite. What is your least favorite drink we've had?
White Claw.
You're not thinking of one, and I know the one that I'm going to say is worse.
What?
The Ghosted Cocktail.
Still better than White Claw.
You're an idiot. It is not.
I can say everything's better than Corona because I couldn't taste it when we drank.
That's true. We drank Coronas for the COVID-19 one, and you couldn't even taste it. What the hell, man? I've enjoyed like every episode though. We've had stuff like that. We've had
that first one. That first one was kind of fucking rough. Like
the podcast or the drink with that podcast? Because that was my least favorite, was the ghosted cocktail. And I made it just like it said.
In fact, honestly, with everything that we had, what was my absolute least favorite? I know after the H.H. Holmes with the fireball, I felt like death the next day.
Oh, we did fireball with H.H. Holmes. That's right.
Yeah. And in true Booze and Broz, in true fucking podcast tradition.
Benny P. Benny P.
Benny P.
If you guys have seen our Holmes podcast, Benny P. Rest in peace.
May you rest.
So what was here's my question too. Looking back for the last 2 years, again, I'm going to focus a little bit on our podcast, because don't get me wrong, I love doing this. Like, I love podcasting, talking with you about shit we love and doing what we love, which is drinking.
Yeah.
No, we're not alcoholics.
Yes, we are.
We're just people who
Hashtag
drink every day.
Hashtag we don't not quit.
We don't not quit, which technically means we quit. I still hate that hashtag. What's your favorite episode we filmed?
My favorite episode. My favorite to film or favorite to go back and watch?
Both. Favorite to film. Favorite to film.
Favorite to film. Halloween franchise.
Halloween franchise?
Yep. To go back and watch, I love the Ghost Loop one. I love the fucking moment you're on Ghost Loop. Like, just the sheer debauchery and fuckery about, me almost dying on the road to Lubbock.
I really, really, really enjoyed the Urban Legends podcast. I really like talking about Bloody Mary and the Headless Horseman and Slender Man. Yeah, and
I feel like I think we should have went down like more like the Tulpa rabbit hole and tried to like really show what these things might have been and could have been.
We can do that's what's great about what we're doing right now is we're back. Like, we might not be able to do it weekly, but we want to do at least 2 a month, bi-weekly episodes.
Yes.
Maybe weekly. It's not going to be a set schedule. Like, we're going to kind of just post whenever now. We want to be a little loosey-goosey with it. And you were having the idea about those urban legends being tulpas, which we both believe is 100% a very active and very popular type of haunting that no one ever investigates and no one ever thinks about when they're ghost hunting.
I feel like we should go more in depth to like the 27 Club Fields of the Devil. I feel like there's a lot of things we haven't really, like, we spend the majority of our time like just being funny and running our mouths and talking shit, but there's so much stuff that we actually enjoy out there that we really can kind of just get philosophical on. Matt and I talk, like you said, almost every day. And we're talking about, weird stories that we're seeing in the press. We're talking about, trying to further the ghost hunting industry and field by, shining some new light or maybe going back to the basics with it. There's a lot of things that we talk about. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of things we talk about every day that kind of lead into like all that stuff. I know you had something you really want to say about that.
Did I?
Yeah, you just tried to cut me off, so I was trying to lead you in.
No, I was just saying, you were saying we're trying to move the paranormal industry forward with there are so many different types of hauntings, not just going into an abandoned place and capturing a disembodied voice. Huh?
What's a ghost loop?
A ghost loop, it's a haunting. It's a type of haunting. We have specialized in hauntings that no one has ever heard about. And to be honest, sounds like a serial, but it's a type of haunting. It's a new type of haunting. And, a lot of our comments, a lot of people are like, oh, that's not a real thing. Well, guess what? It is a real thing. And even if it wasn't, it's still a ghost. It's a haunting. So what is real and what isn't? You know what I mean? The question is, do you believe in ghosts? Not where's the ghost in your bedroom that you captured? A lot of times people are like, oh, did you capture a ghost in a box? It's like, that's funny, but it's all a belief. It's all in theory. You know what I mean? So nothing's right or wrong. No haunting is wrong. You know what I mean? And there's so many types. There's so many. It's not just somebody who died and now they're haunting the place. Your brain can make a haunting.
Whoa, Matthew Lytle. You are being way too woke right now for the paranormal industry, because There are 4 types of hauntings, these people, and I swear to God, there's a ghost in a cabinet, and it's a demon, and it's a portal to hell, and you can't help the client because there's a demon in the fucking cabinet.
Yeah, that's one out of the, in my opinion, 100 chances of that type of haunting. But that's my point.
What I'm saying is that people so horribly want to believe whatever the fuck they want to believe that every other industry. Let's look at like doctors, for example, right? We're nowhere fucking close to that, but let's look at that for a moment, shall we?
Look at what?
Doctors.
Oh, doctors.
They find life-saving information. They don't keep it. They share it with other doctors abundantly. Just here, take this fucking information, help people. Somebody finds a new piece of tech in the ghost hunting world. What do they do? $5,000 for fucking another EMF thing that does the same goddamn thing. Yet nobody can prove why EMF is the source of energy that a ghost produces. Okay, is it negative ions? Is it positive ions? Okay, more than that. Does moon phases or weather have anything to do with it? Does running water still have anything to do with it? Or does that not? Now we're going to talk about ley lines. Okay. Oh, now we have to talk about constellations. Oh my God. Now we have to talk about astrology and crystals. And need to stop. Matt said this best. Okay. What we do is real. We go out and we look at things of the occult. It's our passion, it's our love. But your definition of a ghost and our definition of a ghost, well, they're different. Matt Lytle, I never heard of until he really kind of filled me in. And Matt, I kind of want you to introduce everybody to kind of like the occult specialist thing for me isn't really far-fetched, right? We all know me. We know that the occult is my thing. But you, my friend, let's talk about you.
I mean, mine's not far-fetched at all either. I think my title is me as much as occult specialist as yours. My title is Clairsentient. You've heard of a clairvoyant. That is somebody who sees spirits. Clairsentient isn't somebody who just feels spirits. Somebody who feels spirit and spiritual energy is called an empath or a sensitive. I believed that, okay, that's what I am. But then I really did my research and I started just honing in what exactly I was. And I realized I'm more than an empath. I'm a clairsentient. What a clairsentient is somebody who feels the emotions of spirits, not just the energy, not just the negative energy, but what exactly is there, who exactly is there, and how they are feeling, how that spirit is feeling, either when they were alive, now that they're a ghost, or the incident of when they died. For example, go ahead, Califf, you got a question.
Well, I was just going to ask you, that's got to be something that's maddening to go into a place and like literally take on the emotions of a murder victim or a murderer or, you know, somebody who's burnt alive. Like, you got to kind of explain a little more because that's going to be really intense coming at you whenever we go into a place.
Well, yeah. Well, and it's not, I don't just walk into a place and it's like, oh my God, I'm going to cry. I feel like I'm burning. Like, it's not that. It happens when it happens. And that's what I love about the paranormal is you can never predict the paranormal. Much like a clairsentient can never predict when they're actually going to have an encounter with their ability and a spirit. So, for example, for all you guys who have watched Ghost Loop, you look at episode 3 in Alabama when I was, quote, possessed. I've looked back at that. I was not possessed. I was just having a very major clairsentient moment. When Sean walked up to me, I looked at him in the eyes and said, doesn't like you. It wasn't me saying, it was me saying that, but it was that spirit and the feeling of the guy who killed his cousin saying, get the fuck away from me. I don't like you. But I wasn't possessed. I kind of knew what I was doing, but the emotions of that spirit were in me and exuded out to Sean. Episode 6, when I cried, I felt the energy of that spirit before he was hanged at that tree that was in front of us. And I just bawled my eyes out because I believe that I have chills right now. I believe that spirit was bawling his eyes out, knowing that this was injustice. He wanted a mile away to cross that line and to be free. He was a slave. And knowing that that line was just a mile away and he was about to die, he was bawling his eyes out. And again, 2 years ago, I didn't know this. Last year, I didn't know this. But I've done so much work in my ability. And Califf, I've talked to you about it clearly. And just
seen it. I saw it in the
out.
jail cell. When we were, you guys have probably watched our video hunting the LAPD museum. And we're walking through, and we walk by felony holding, which is a set of 2 cells, right? There's 2 cells side by side. We walk by, and I'm like, huh. And that's like, yeah, somebody got hung in one of these cells. This is before we had been told, like, the history. Like, what are you talking about? He goes, that one right there. He hung there, they dropped him here, and they brought him out this way. I'm like, no, dude, it's probably that one. That one makes more sense, Whatever, he's just trying to be a dick, I guess. Then we're getting the tour from the museum director, and they're like, yeah, so in this cell, a young man that was accused of this hung himself from right here, and they cut him down here, and they brought him out. And I'm like,
his body laid. The thing about that was, Califf, was it wasn't the hanging, it was the vibe and the feeling of the body. I could just see his feet. You know what I mean? I saw his feet there. I saw his head that was a little under the bed. I just knew it was there. And what did we do? We saw the guy showed us, the museum director showed us the picture, and it was exactly that. And so it's these instances like this, walking into an apartment building and telling a friend, holy shit, like, I don't mean to scare you, but you have a haunting of this female who feels this way and this way, and they do this and do that. And that friend saying, yeah, you're right. And me being like, what the hell is going on? I don't know how it's now knowing what that is and how that is. And now when I investigate, I don't expect to do that, but it happens. So I'm looking forward to hunting with you more and just, finding now I know what the fuck I am. Got my bro, got my partner, like, let's go investigate. And I think you and I as a team, with both of our complete opposite skills, I mean, I think we're in change of paranormal, man. I really do.
I do. Now, with that being said,
yeah,
in true fashion here at Booz and Bros, last call, fucking hashtag last call here at the Booz and Bros. So grab your drinks, grab your boobs, do your thing.
Boobs?
Like, is what it is. Anyway, in true fashion, I have one question left for you. Now, we know these last couple years have sucked balls, but now we near the end. We're at the finish line of the pandemic. Tell me, Matt Lytle, what do the spirit hunters have in store for life post-pandemic?
Post-pandemic life, it is going to be amazing. It's going to be just like before the pandemic. Where we were, we're going back, but we're going back and better than ever.
So you're saying we're going that way?
We're going that way.
We're going that way.
Yep. That's exactly what we're doing.
I like it.
Califf is coming down to Los Angeles, California in a couple weeks.
March 25th through March 28th only.
Yep.
Only in Los Angeles. We will put on a clinic for you. Ghost hunting shows starting at 10, 11, and 12 p.m. Come down, come one, come all. It's only going to cost you a hand job or $20. Come on down.
That was pretty good. Okay, so final thoughts, bro, and then I'll get yours. This was a blast. I cannot wait for this endemic to get even better. I can't wait to see you in a few weeks. We have so much shit in store. We're everything's just lining up very well. And I could not be more fucking thankful. And I can't fucking wait to do it with you.
That came out wrong. Or did it? My final thoughts. I'm having a complete boner right now.
Okay. Yeah, I have a 3-horse chub.
Yeah. It's not very often somebody as sexy as Matt Lytle trying to hit on me and trying to touch my penis.
It's okay.
But
I got
typically
you.
I got peanut butter on my penis. What was that?
I got peanut butter on my penis. Guys, what movie? Drop in the comments. No, I'm just kidding. Halloween 2019.
Hashtag what the fuck? My last thoughts on the matter are simply this. Let me try to compose myself to do this as seriously as possible because I've talked so much shit during this podcast. Last
You
call.
always do. You act like this
Last-
is new. Year
last
later,
call.
here you are.
You know, I tell myself all the time too before we do this, I'm like, dude, you're gonna chill out, you're gonna calm down, you're gonna fucking be like prim and proper, respectful, all that stuff. And then we start recording. I'm like, titties and beer. Like it's this fucking weird thing that happens every time we do this.
Why we
Anyway,
love you.
my final thoughts on the matter is something else. I think by the end of this year, not only will you know the name, not only will you look at the paranormal differently, but I think by the end of this year, people will see that there are no two people with a greater drive, with a greater passion, and just all around the right shit to usher the paranormal from this fucking weird plateau it's on and take that shit straight like Elon Musk to Mars. That's what I think.
Okay. Well said. I mean, I remember our last 20 episodes. You always finish them out great, and you did it this time.
Dude, that's what it's about, man.
Thank you for watching, guys. We are back.
Thank you.
Officially.
Thank you for watching, guys.
Thank
Say
you.
werewolf.
The good buzz, absolutely.
Say werewolf.
Werewolf.
See, you did. You said wolf. You said werewolf.
Werewolves. Werewolf is singular.
It's a wolf. Enunciate the L.
Werewolf.
You're putting. See there. That's right. You said
Werewolf.
werewolf.
Okay. We
If
will
you
see
get
you guys
fucked
next
up,
time on Booze
you
and
lose the
Bros.
L.
Spirit hashtag the Booze and Bros podcast. Hashtag the Spirit Hunters. We're back. We're branded now. That is our team name. But our podcast will continue to be the Booze and Bros.
Clairsentient. Clairsentient.
Occult specialist. This guy. All right. Missed you guys. Love you guys. We'll be back.
Hashtag nipple belt.
Okay.
I don't know how much that's usable. Like I really don't.